We've got Veena here from Tearfund. Veena, do you want to share what your role is with Tearfund?
Thank you, Andy. I lead our work in Asia, so head up the region of Asia for Tearfund.
Just how big a crisis is this in India?
Andy, it's a huge crisis in a huge country, a country that was already, so divided in terms of the fault lines of inequality and poverty and injustice. This is just the worst thing that could happen to a place like that because it just exacerbates the existing problems. Like you just said, the data we're seeing is just the tip of the iceberg. It's underreported massively. So my friends and my family who are back home, it's a non-stop WhatsApp messaging that's going on about people who are sick or dying, and the oxygen kind of hunt for oxygen in places. It's devastating.
I guess we've been massively impacted here in the UK. We have a very kind of good functioning NHS system, which they haven't got in the same way across India. And from your work with Tearfund, what does it look like, Len, on the ground level in some of the communities where you're working? What is actually happening on the ground?
As Tearfund, we focus on where the needs are greatest. So we've been working with our partners more in the rural areas and places where there was already acute poverty. And our partners were saying, we were talking to one of the doctors, he was literally walking through the corridors in the hospital saying, hardly any, the numbers who come to die are just the minority because majority of the people are just dying at home. Some are dying on the way, because there's no transport even to bring them. So many of these places are inaccessible. We haven't got a choice. We haven't got a chance to survive in such places. So it's just relentless. They're exhausted. People are exhausted. The trauma of just losing, and it's the young ones. It's children. It this time it's not about the elderly or just the most vulnerable. It seems to be anyone and everyone. So it's tough for our partners because it's unending, and it's been going on like this for over a month.
Wow. I guess with the enormity of this issue now and just the things we're reading in our headlines, it can seem so big that how do we even begin to pray? So how can we this evening practically begin to pray for what's happening in India?
You know, I can't say how grateful I am that people outside my country would pray when I know that, this could have been avoided, it was preventable. So I ask with tremendous hope and great difficulty at the same time. And I was just thinking about what Jesus did with the loaves and the fishes. There was so little, even though there were masses of people. We need a miracle of the same kind of scale so that the most vulnerable will get access. The country has a lot. It needs to do good with what it has been given. It is rich in ways that, we know and we don't know. But we just need the heart, the commitment, the dedication. So I ask for three things.
Yeah.
Pray for the miraculous. Pray that there will be a multiplication of what is available. I ask for the churches and our partners to have all that they need for this very traumatic time. And I ask that our leaders will have a complete change of heart. God's done this many times. He can do it again. We need it desperately again.